stream. God bless you and good day to everybody. This is Charles Miller. I'm Mr. C. That's what they call me anyway on the ministry road. But I'm your pastor on Facebook Live and social media. And we got people that listens to us right here in our hometown, okay? Little old town of Westwego and Marrera and New Orleans, okay? But they got people that listen to us in Saudi Arabia and in Cambodia. And I thank you guys for being here, man. Thank you guys for being on board. If you're on YouTube, I want you to make sure and hit the subscribe button and subscribe to our videos, okay? I got a whole bunch. I got 50 of them on right now, I think, and I've got some more to put on, all right? So anyway, God bless you. Without any further ado, whatever that means, let me talk to you about that old-time religion, man. Take me a little sip of my coffee right here, and let's talk about God, huh? Let's talk about God. If everything is fine, just give me the old thumbs up, or give me a heart, man. I like them hearts, man. Y'all, when I do that, man, I get a big old swollen up head and everything, you know. Oh, yeah. Y'all, you know what? I tell people, you know what? If you wouldn't hang around me, I wouldn't hang around you. It's your fault. I love y'all, man. Look at that. Boy, that makes me so excited. Some of y'all pressing them hearts 15 times. I don't know how y'all do it so fast. All right, let's talk about old-time religion, man. Let's talk about, you know, and let me maybe start off with a question right here, okay? Let me start off with a little bit of a question. Think about this, okay? What do you know about Jesus? I'm not talking about there is knowing about Jesus in a book that you read, okay? I watched. Let me use a friend of mine that I hadn't seen in a million years, but let me use a friend of mine's. Let me use this, okay? Oh, Cliff Harris, Hall of Famer for Dallas Cowboys. He lives in Dallas. And through the years, I watched Cliff Harris play ball, you know, for Dallas. And free safety, man, got Super Bowl rings and everything, man. He's the man, boy, and I always knew about Cliff Harris because I liked football. And then, so I knew of Cliff Harris, okay? Cliff, I hope you really appreciate these acclimates that I'm giving you, okay? But anyway, Cliff Harris, y'all know Cliff Harris if y'all followed football, okay? But I got a chance to meet Cliff Harris and become friends with Cliff Harris. Hadn't seen him in a while, way long time since I've been to Dallas. But anyway, became friends, and then it was a different level, man. It was a different level. Like, hey, man, y'all ain't gonna believe this. Guess what? Cliff Harris, my partner, man. Yes, indeed. Oh, no. Yes, my partner, all right? So anyway, I would brag about Cliff. But knowing Cliff became on a different level now. It wasn't like, hey, that's the guy I seen on TV. It turned into the guy that I know, all right? And that was pretty cool, man. That was pretty cool. So when I ask you, what do you know about Jesus? Many of us may be saying, oh, man, I heard the Christmas story. Hello there, Brent. That's my godchild on here, man. Yes, indeed. Big old strong boy, man. Don't mess with his godfather either, man, okay? God bless you, Brent. Love you, my brother. All right. Hey, listen. So when I talk to you about Jesus, you went to Catholic school, which God bless him, man. You went to the church. You went to Brother Chance's church. Maybe you went to Brother Racky's church, the Bible school, and you learned some stuff about Jesus. But just like my little illustration with Cliff, man, once you know somebody personally, it's so much different. It's a different level, man. I brag about people that I love a lot. Motini, man, I could name a few people. I could do some name dropping, okay? But anyway, man, got to know Otini, man. And Teeny, he co-wrote the songs and everything for Al Green, Love and Happiness and all that. Every time that song would come on, I'd say, hey, man, that's my buddy Teeny wrote that song, man. And people look at me like, yeah, well, whatever. No, man, man, I know that dude. When you know somebody like that, that's credible, that's quite something else, it just kind of makes you feel important, don't it? Right? Knowing Jesus ought to make you feel pretty important. You know that? I'm talking to you this evening about old time religion. Do you miss it, man? Do you miss that old time religion? And I'm getting ready to tell you what I'm talking about. If you ever had that old time religion, serving God the way that we used to serve God, going to church and being so excited about it, man. Church was our life. That old time religion, man. It was good for mom and papa. It'll take us all to heaven because it's good enough for me. Yes, indeed. Getting back to God. Man, when Jacob got up on that hill and did that, I talk about this a lot. When Joshua got to do that all the time, man. One time I preached Moses in the ark one time for the whole sermon. There ain't nobody told me anything different. I'm like, you knuckleheads. He said, man, you put Moses in that ark the whole sermon, man. All right. When Joshua was on that hill, man, and he told everybody, he said, you got to get back to the one true God. And even back then, they was getting away from what I would call that old time religion, man. Good for mom and dad, it was good enough for them, is good enough for me. I'm going to read a scripture to you right now, okay? This story right here in the Bible, right here, takes place in Acts chapter 8, verse 5 through 8. And that is when Philip leaves Jerusalem, heading for Samaria to preach. Man, there ain't nothing like being a preacher, man. I love it. Oh, I love it. Tough work now, but I love it. Acts chapter 8, verses 5 through 8. I'm talking about that old-time religion. It says, then Philip went down to the city of Samaria. See, I told you it was going to Samaria. See that? And he preached Christ unto them. What else would you preach, huh? They got people try to get up in church and preach things other than Christ. They want to tell you about their all rigs. I'm not really picking on anybody, really. I said, they want to tell you, I was talking about it today. They want to tell you about getting rich. They want to tell you about a whole bunch of things about how you can climb mountains. And I have a sermon about climbing mountains too, okay? I do, all right? Get to the top of the mountains, the name of my sermon. They want to tell you about your whole bunch of things, but I'm going to tell you what, and they even forget to tell you to come to Jesus. All right, Charles, quit picking on people now. You're not going to have no more friends. You keep doing that stuff, man. All right, Acts chapter 8, verse 5 through 8. Just read, Charles. Verse 5. Then Philip went down to the city of Samaria, and he preached Christ unto them. And the people with one accord gave heed unto these things which Philip spake, hearing and seeing the miracles which he did. For unclean spirits, crying out with loud voices, came out of many that was possessed with them, and many taken with palsies, and they were lame and they were healed. Verse 8. I'm talking about that old time religion, okay? Where you dance in the aisles, man, and you fall out in the spirit. Whoo, man, and you get with it, man. You have church. Verse 8. Whenever good old religion, and I know some of you guys don't like that religion word. I don't want to explain all that to you, okay? All right? Our religion is Christianity, okay? All right? Jesus Christ, okay? There's many different denominations of that, but it's all points to Christ on the cross. So yes, that is your religion, all right? I don't have no religion, man. Religion don't do nothing for you. You're just playing with words, okay? You're playing with words. All right, verse 8. Oh, yes, and hurt my hand. Verse 8. And there was great joy in that city. You see, when church comes to town, when good old religion comes to town, whoo, when that right evangelist comes to town and he got the Spirit of the Lord with him and them people are ready for it, man, they're ready to receive it, there will be joy in that city. It will turn a city around. You can bet your last dollar on it, okay? You can do that. It says, and there was great joy in that city. You know, I'm a guy right now that I'll tell you sincerely, man, I don't like change. I'm scared to death of change. Man, you change something on me, I'm all rattled. I sit down sometimes and I think about the people I know in my life and that I've loved, and I think hard about it, I'll be honest with you. And I miss people, man, I do. I miss people. I make myself sad sometimes. Just miss people. That happens when you love. You know, you just love people, man. You do. How can I not love you guys, man? Y'all are so y'all are. I love y'all. Oh, man, such a great group. I asked y'all to pray for something, and I knew good and well you would, and y'all did, and today God performed an absolute miracle. Oh, man. Whoo, boy. Asked y'all to pray, because you know why? Because I believe in you. I believe that you are what it takes to bring that old-time religion back to this country, back to our land, back to our city. You say, well, Mr. C, do you really think that your little old group right there can change Westwego? That it can change Marrera? It can change this West Bank? That it can? You really think that you're going to make a difference to the? You really think so? Serious? Dude, if you was to run for councilman, people would know your name. How you gonna change anybody? I said, that's where you're messing up. Because you said, how am I gonna change anybody? I ain't gonna change nobody. But I can tell you one thing right now. If you think that's all we're going to change is Marrera and Westwego, I got news for you. Mr. C going all the way to Cambodia, and we're going to help change some people in Cambodia also with Brother Lim Lun's church over there in Cambodia. And we're going to be changing a lot of people, and you're a part of it. I promise you that all the way. So if you think that, like my mama said one time, she was in court and she was giving testimony, all right, about something. It was a big court case, okay, with a big company. And they say, hey, Mrs. Miller, I take it that's your final statement. And my mama says, oh, nope. Oh, no, you think that's my final statement? That's only the tip of the iceberg, honey. I got a lot more to say. You ain't going to trick me, because he was going to say, oh, Mrs. Miller said that was her final statement. She had a whole lot more to say. If you think that all we're going to do is just try to win Westwego and out West Bank and a little bit of New Orleans to Christ or whatever, if you think we stopping there, you think you're wrong. All right, let me get on. I don't like change, man. I don't like change. It bothers me. I don't like people to leave. I like to be with the same people all my life. I don't like to do anything. I want to see people. I don't like change. I don't like new chapters, being honest with you. I got a problem with that. But there are some things in life that changes. People change their hair color. I told you this already, man. Is it coming back yet? I'm going to get a little close right here. If y'all see, I stopped dyeing my hair gray, and I'm waiting for the black to come back. And I haven't been seeing it lately. I don't know what the deal is, okay? I must have dyed it too good, all right? People change, man. Their hair changes, their size changes, their attitude even changes, man. Things change, times change. Think about in life, man. I'm talking about old-time religion, the way we used to worship God, the way we used to talk about God, the way we used to tell our kids about God, the way God was in our life all the time, man. And I'm talking about that old-time religion where things made a difference, man. Well, you made a difference. And let me tell you what, church lasted all day, brother. Church, I passed by a church. You know what got me, man? I had been out of church for a long time, And I'm like, oh, yes indeed, man. Christmas Day, man. Oh, all right. Christmas Day, man. We're going to go to church on the Christmas Day, okay? You ain't going to believe this. Yeah, you will. They shut the church down on Christmas Day because people would have other things to do. They sure did. They did not have church on Christmas Day because it fell on a Sunday. I forget what it fell on, but they didn't have Christmas because it would get in the way of people going to their family's house and all. Oh, that ain't the old-time religion that I was talked about. Man, let me tell you what, 4th Street Brother Racky on West Rigo Assembly of God. I'm naming my churches now. But let me tell you what, New Year's night, we had a watch night party, man. We started the new year in church. Yeah, we sure did. I was at the altar, man, crying like a baby, man, needing napkins to wipe my nose and everything, man. We got into it, man. Oh, man, we wasn't into drugs. We wasn't into all kind of stuff. You know what we were into? We were teenagers. We were into Jesus. I remember we were going to start a coffee house. Listen to this. We was like 22 years old, 23 years old. And we wanted to look for a place to start a coffee house that on Fridays the kids can come and I was going to play my guitar, you know, and we could tell them about Jesus and we have some snacks. And we would spend our Friday night talking about Jesus to a bunch of kids in West Wego. And we were standing outside this building that was Felice. It was about 9:30 at night or something like that. And we were looking in the window and everything. Yeah, that would be a good place. I think that'd be a good place for us to have our coffee house. We'll talk to the owner, see how much he wants to rent, and see if the people in the church will help out. And we will tell these, you know, and all of a sudden the police pulls up. And police pulls up. There was about 4 or 5 of us standing around right there. Police pull up. They get out their car. What you boys doing? What you boys doing? Boy, they all kind of standing out there, and I'm like, we looking at this building right here, so we thinking about starting a church here. They just kind of looked. What? You doing what? Said, oh, we were getting the number. We were getting the number off the church building right here because we want to start a coffee house right here and talk about Jesus and everything. Let me see some ID. I said, yeah. They said, what church? I said, oh, well, with Brother Racky. Oh, Pastor Racky. Brother Racky knew everybody, man. Look, he knew everybody. Call Brother Racky up right now. Tell him. And Brother Racky said, yeah, that's my boys there. Leave them alone. They're looking for a place for Jesus. He said, that trooper said, that's the first time I ever seen a bunch of teenagers, 23 years old or whatever, that was interested in Jesus in church. We thought y'all were trying to break in or something. They were profiling us, man. Get out of here. Oh, man, that old-time religion I'm talking about, man. I'm talking about getting down with God and loving God and serving God and loving people. And church people was all about your life, man. We went to church Sunday morning. I hope y'all don't think I'm reading my notes. I'm really not. Forget them notes, man. Man, look, we would start Sunday. I'm not bragging on me, but this is how much that old-time religion, man. They used to come through. I used to go to them tent meetings, everything. They'd put sawdust on the ground over where the old Marrera, where the old Marrera drive-in was at. Man, look, old Brother Dillette and all that, they would come through town, man, and they'd pitch a tent, big old tent, and put sawdust on the ground, man, and we'd have church. And everybody that passed on that expressway, we didn't have no sides on it, man. We wanted everybody to see us having church. And that was that old-time religion, man. Kind of like old Neil Diamond, son. Y'all know I sing like Neil Diamond. I do that stuff. I used to. And, you know, like A Brother Loves Traveling Salvation Show. Oh, yeah. Man, that was that old-time religion, huh? That was that old-time religion. Man, you know, things change. Years ago, man, the milkman would walk into your house at 3 o'clock in the morning and bring the milk. Wasn't worried about nothing, man. You didn't lock your doors, man. You didn't have to. In 1970, when I went to high school, we would have our deer hunting rifles in our pickup truck so that after school we'd either go deer hunting or we could have our shotguns right on the back of the truck, in the truck. We had a gun rack in the truck with our shotgun in it, with shells in it, ready to go squirrel hunting after school. Try that today, huh? Man, back when the old-time religion really affected this country, when they had prayer in our schools, man, the president of the United States used to parade around in a Cadillac, a convertible, and up into Kennedy. That was never, ever a problem, man. Well, I'm talking about old-time religion. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about that old-time religion that changes people's lives, all right? Man, back then, that's when you wore when you wore a suit to pick up your date, okay? And way, way back when, okay, there ain't no way they would have a ball game on a Sunday because that was God's day and God's church day. That's what that was. Then the NFL came along and became our idol. God got tired of it and took it away from us, and He's going to keep it away from us if you don't start serving Him. Uh-huh. Hate to say that for all you NFL fans. Yep. Oh, man, I'm getting to meddling now. I like this kind of preaching. Woo, it's fun. I'm just trying to tell you about old-time religion and how I feel about it, okay? Hey, you know, the world's not supposed to change the church, but that's what it did. Right now, the world and the world's ways and the world and the government has shut our church up, and it dares our preachers to say what they need to say from the pulpit. I'll tell you that right now. The world's not supposed to change the church. The church is supposed to change the world. That's how it's supposed to be. I was talking to somebody today, and, you know, I was sharing some things, someone I went to church with many, many years ago. I'm talking to old brother Joe Matthew. I've been knowing Joe for a long, long, long time, and before that. And we were talking and everything. He said, man, I'm sure glad you came back to the knowledge of Jesus, Brother Miller. I said, I am too, man. When his wife died, God bless Sister Martha, man. She looked at me. She said, I better not go on to heaven before you get saved again. Don't you dare let that happen. And she did. And I just kind of think that once she got up to heaven, she bugged God so much about me. I got saved again. I gave Christ into my heart, to my life again, and I'm doing what I'm doing right now. But you know, the world has shut the church up. Jesus, you know, some things change, but there is something, you know, when I read to you I'm going to switch back to that right now real quick. When I read to you in Acts chapter 8, verses 5 through 8, when I read that to you, said that Philip went down to the city of Samaria, okay? Let me put this so that you can hear it or understand it, okay? That when I'll put my name in here, all right? That's okay? I'll put my name in here. When Mr. C went down to the city of Oswego in the West Bank in New Orleans and preached Christ unto them. Oh, that sounds good. I like the sound of that, all right? And the people with one accord gave heed unto those things which Mr. C spake. Hearing and seeing the miracles that was done, unclean spirits came out. People cried with a loud voice, don't torture us before our time, please. They came out of many. People were healed, and there was great joy in the city of Marrero and Oswego and Gretna and Harvey and New Orleans and Metairie and all the way to Cambodia, all right? But things happened. Things happened. You know why? I'm talking about old-time religion, man. I'm not talking about religion that just because you belong to it, you think you might get to heaven, because that's a lie. That's a lie. All right? I'm talking about old-time religion. Real religion. That's when the last time you seen somebody get a demon cast out of them? That was tormented with the demon. You gonna mean to tell me that this world is in better shape? Nobody's got any kind of problems with that anymore? No, we don't have preachers that's got Jesus enough in them anymore to do it. Whoo-hoo. When's the last time you seen somebody get up out of a deathbed and walk away? When was the last time somebody brought somebody on a bed in your church, pastor, and said, hey, he needs to be healed, and they reel him in. They reel him in, okay? You know why you haven't seen that? I'm going to tell you why you people don't bring their sick people to church like that. Because they ain't never seen anything happen in the church in the last 40 years, baby. And ain't nothing but a waste of a trip. Oh, Mr. C, come on, man. Now you know why I don't have no friends. I'm talking about getting back to that old-time religion where people took their sick people and they brought them to the church and they expected them to be. You know why? Hey, listen to this right here. Consider it. Nah, I won't say it that way. A couple of you, I would have messaged all of y'all, believe me. But I messaged about 7 people. And I messaged them last night. And I said, now I'll tell you his name so you know. I said, hey, listen, I want you to pray for, just say a prayer for, you don't know what this is about, but I want you to just mention Joe Payne's name to God, okay? Just want you to do that. You already know what y'all were praying for. Y'all didn't know what it was and what the situation was, but I can tell you what I knew. I believe in you. Oh, man, Miss Kathleen, I believe in you. Karen, I believe in you. Melanie, I believe in you. I'm going to go down my list right here. If I don't believe in you, I ain't going to say nothing. No, I better not say that. I'll miss a name and y'all get mad at me. Miss Gretchen, I believe in you, Miss Gretchen. I believe you can pray, and I'll ask you to pray for me, and I expect a healing. Let me tell you what, when we pray on the ministry road, I expect God to do something. And if you don't call me back in the next day or two, I'm going to be hard on you now here. I'm talking about old-time religion, the kind of religion that works. The kind of religion that works. Did you hear what I said? The kind of religion that a deaf person will get up and walk out that cot right now and be healed. And click their heels like Mr. Bojangles. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, yes, indeed. Oh, yeah. That's the kind of religion I'm talking about. The Bible said that in the last days before the tribulation period, before Jesus comes back again, oh, there was going to be some troubled times. He said that once Israel, once he signs that peace treaty and all that starts up, that's the moment, that's the season. That's like teal season. All of you people that hunt teals, Daniel Johnfro, if he's on here, that's my buddy there, man. Daniel, man, he goes teal hunting all the time. And look, he knows when teal season's around. And he knows that during teal season, them teal are coming down south, brother. Oh, yes, indeed, he waiting for them, okay? You know what? The preacher right now and God's people, you know that the season is here for the return of Christ. And he said that greater things will be done in my name than you even see me do. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about that old time religion. And I'm going to be honest with you. When you put a prayer request in and and then you don't get back with me, I'm like, we praying, okay? And you don't get back with me, you don't say nothing, you know that, and then you say let me tell you something. That prayer request ain't no fun and games, man. That prayer request, I don't know about you, but with old-time religion, if you say pray for mama and papa, I expect mama and papa to be healed. I expect that if mama and papa is healed, not if they might not be, but I expect that when mom and papa is healed, that mom and papa is going to serve God, not stay out of church. Like them old 10 lepers, man, only one comes back, and Jesus says, what's up with this? I'm just telling you, man, that old-time religion, man, you expect something from God, and God expects something from you. Woo, you never heard that part, did you? We all love John 3:16. Oh, for God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish. Oh, that sounds beautiful. I'm not making fun of the scriptures, you know that. I'm going to make a point. Let me say it. For whoever, John 3, I got to start from the beginning. John 3:60, for God so loved the world, gave his only begotten son. Everyone likes that scripture. But I'm going to tell you the scripture that you don't quote. The one that says, if you love me, keep my commandments and do what I told you. I don't see nobody holding that sign up at the old Saints game. They hold that old John 3:16. Oh, God, gonna help me. But God's holding that one up in heaven. I had a powerful set of binoculars one time, and we were holding that sign up, and somebody said, hey man, look to see if Jesus can see my sign, Mr. C. Come on, look to see if he can see my sign. What's going on? John 3:16. Boy, and I look at that old powerful telescope, and I looked, and I seen Jesus had a sign too in heaven, and he said, if you love me, keep my commandments. We need to read his sign too, okay? I'm talking about that old time religion, and I'm having fun doing it, okay? I'm talking about the old time religion. Give me a thumbs up if y'all with me right now, man. I don't ever know if I'm getting y'all mad at me or not, man. I gotta know something, man. Y'all sitting right there and like not saying nothing. It's like, you know what? When I don't see nothing going across that screen, I said, man, they done all fell asleep in church. Oh, man. And I know that all of y'all done ran back to your phone. Y'all might, you know what? Y'all got a phone monitor. And hey, man, Mr. C, hey, press that like button. T-Boy, press that like button real quick 5 times, okay? I'm just playing with you. You know that. I know y'all are the faithful. I know you are. All right, man, I'm talking to you about old-time religion. I want you to get excited about your church. I want you to get excited about your God. I want you to know that demons should still be being cast out. I want you to know that lame people should still walk. I want you to know that people should still be healed. I want you to know that the Holy Spirit is still wanting to come into people's lives. We don't see that happening. Something wrong in our churches. And that's exactly why people need to start bringing the hurting people to church. I know we don't have a physical church, Mr. C don't, but I'm going to tell you what, I counsel people all day long that call me, got situations, got problems, they need healing, they need touching, they need counseling. So we got a church, it's just a different kind of a church, okay? Oh, we got a church, don't worry about that. And I have never touched so many people in all my lives than I have with the ministry road. And that is a fact, Jack. So anyway, hey, let me move on here, right here. You know what? Man, I can remember, man, when I didn't want it, you know. And my dad, he fooled me one day. You might like this story. I went to youth camp, man. And I went to youth camp. I ain't gonna finish my sermon here. I went to youth camp, and my dad was trying to trick me into getting saved. Oh, my dad was something else. So me and my friend, we go to youth camp. I didn't know they were going to be preaching half the day, man. I thought it was going to be baseball, football, tug of war, you know, flirt with the girls and everything. You know what I mean? We get there, man. They got church in the morning, man. Church at noon. Church in the evening. And we would do tug of war and stuff like that too. But there was too much church for me. Oh, man. And so, look, everybody knows that you're not saved, okay? You're not one of the chosen frozen, okay? And look, so they all gather around me, man, and they're trying to pray and everything. And I'm like, oh, man, they're not going to leave me alone until I get saved. And let me give you a little FYI. When you praying for people like that, man, get a breath mint, man. Oh, man, they would like to kill me. And I was all around me like that, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm going to fake them out, man. It's a true story, man. I said, man, I'm going to fake them out. So, man, all of a sudden, man, I jumped up. Whoo, glory. And I start doing a little dance and everything. Man, everybody started shouting, hallelujah. He done got saved. Man, I faked them out. And I got up. Now I was able to go outside and play ball with the rest of the kids, okay? Everybody in church, oh, Charles got saved. Woo! Man, they would. And look, my dad come to pick me up. And they said, hey, man, your boy got saved, Jim. He ain't got saved. He said, boy, he said, you got saved? And look, I wouldn't lie to my daddy about anything, man. No indeed not. He said, did you get saved? I said, no, Dad, I faked them out, man. A lot of people right now, they're trying to fake out. They're faking you out, man. I'm talking about old time religion, having a little fun with you right now. I wanted to lighten up tonight just a little bit, and but man, we need that old time religion back. And you know what the problem is right now? I'm gonna tell you what the difficulty that pastors have right now. It's their fault, okay? It's their fault. You got large churches with big notes, and you got a lot of things going on, and you got Republicans and Democrats in your church. You got liberals and conservatives in your church. You got people that's for this side, people that's for that side. And no matter what you do, no matter what you say, you're going to get somebody mad at you. See, you can't say it. There's one reason why Mr. C can say what he wants to say, because I ain't going to lose no church building, okay? God put me in a perfect situation. I can say what he wants me to say, and I don't have to worry about it, okay? And that's exactly how you're supposed to preach the gospel. And that's how you get old-time religion back on in here, okay? You know what I'd like to do? I don't know if this is God's will or not yet, okay? I'll be quite honest with you. But I'd like to get a businessman or somebody, and I'd like to get some help. And I think that maybe we could get us one of them big old churches, big old church tents. We could do that. They're not that expensive. Put that old church tent up there on the side of the expressway or wherever we're going to put it, where everybody can see. Pick them sides up so they can see inside. We don't want to hide what we're doing, and have church, okay? Put it on the speakers and have church and bring back that old time religion. It was good enough for mama. It was good enough for papa. And it's good enough for me. It will take us all to heaven. It will take us all to heaven. Yes, it's good enough for me. The old time religion. If you like the way things used to be, then do the things you used to do. Huh? There you go. That's what I'm talking about. That is exactly what I'm talking about. Hey, man, I'm going to tell you something funny right here, man. I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to see if I can. Let me look at my notes right here. I'm going to tell you something funny, all right? All right. Let me see if I can find it right here in my notes, all right? Let me see if I can find it. Oh, right here. Okay. Hold on. All right, here we go. Yeah. All right. Man, look. There was, this is just a joke, that's all. I'm just going to lighten up on you a little bit. They had these two mischievous teenagers, man, in the church. They were like me, man. They were faking everybody out. They wasn't saved or nothing like that. But their mom and dad made them go to the church. And they found out that the preacher, man, he said, if it's in the Bible, it's real. And they said, yeah, you think so, huh? If it's in the Bible, it's real. I don't care what, okay? I don't care what. And so them old boys, you know what they did, the pastor? They found out he was going to be preaching in Genesis, okay? See, you know what they did? They took some of the pages, two of the pages in Genesis, and they glued them together, okay? And he couldn't tell. And when he started to preach, because he told everybody, next Sunday I'm going to be preaching out of such and such chapter in Genesis, okay? And about Noah. And so, man, they glued two of them pages together. And man, he was preaching, okay? He was preaching, and as he was preaching, he began to read. He says, and Noah took a wife, and when he turned that page, he thought he was turning one page, but he turned two pages. But at the very end of the page, it says, and Noah took a wife, and he turned that page, and she was 15 cubits broad, 35 cubits long, and made out of gopher wood. He looked right there, he's like, it's in here. Huh. Let me tell you what, she must have been an ugly wife. But it's just a joke, okay? Anyway, you know what? I know two people in church that they was kind of the same way. I don't want to mention their names because both of them, God bless them, they passed away. Oh, they were mischievous in the church. But you know what? Everybody came to church back then, those that were mischievous, those that was all into it, and those that didn't want to be there and their mamas made them be there anyway. But you know what? We all went to church. We all went to church. We had church on a Sunday. I'm going to go ahead and begin to wind down my sermon here right now, okay? I'm going to go wind down my... pastors today right now, they're not able to preach what they want to preach because they're afraid they're going to hurt somebody's feelings. There are things that are taking place in our politics that you do hear Mr. C talk about. I'm not going to bite my tongue on it at all whatsoever. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. I got a lot of people that love me, and I cherish that. I'm not bragging about that. I am bragging about that. I cherish that. I cherish that. But there's sometimes I got to talk about different political parties, and I got to tell you what I think's wrong. Okay? You see, pastors, everybody comes off and they say, hey, you know what? Let's just pray for our country. Yeah. Also, get up and do something about it, brother. Praying is fine. Don't get me wrong, and I just telling you how prayer it works. But God expects the Christian to put that prayer on a ballot and vote those people out of our representation that are afraid to death to mention Jesus Christ across their tongue, okay? But they're not going to do it, okay? You need to put, I don't ever let up on this. That old-time religion, it affected everything and everybody, from government to schools to everything. The old-time religion was exactly what it said. It was an old-time religion, and that's what made the difference in this land. Old-time religion. Pastors today, pastors today, they're limited as to what they can say. Because the media right now, let me tell you what the media is right now, okay? Let me tell you what's happening right now. I study as much as I can about politics. I study about different governments. I study about what's going on in what was going on in Czechoslovakia, what happened there in that civil war. I study all I can on these things so I can talk with some intelligence, okay? And let me tell you what our media is right now, okay? Our media is a state-run media propaganda, and it's no different than what takes place in China, in Korea, and the Soviet Union. Every station you get on talks about the same thing. You look at the late night show, and it ain't nothing but that knucklehead. I'll just say that. Okay? I'm not supposed to say that either, really. But I'm telling you right now, that all that late night show, I don't watch it. All he wants to do is down our president and talk about media propaganda and lies. Down our president, disrespect our president. The media, all it is, that's exactly how they control the people in China, Korea, and in the Soviet Union. That's exactly how they do it. They control the media, okay? And they shut up church. Do you know that in China right now? I'm going to end on this, okay? But do you know that in China right now, they have state-run churches? Sounds good. Church, the state's behind it. And you know what they did? They just now reenacted and enforced taking steeples off of the church because there might be some Muslims or something that pass by, and they're not Christian, and they got to take that. They think that steeple is a statue that defends them. Oh yeah. Taking the church in the United States of America at one of the universities. I forget which one it was, okay? At one of the universities, okay? They came in and they took Bibles out of the chapel in the university. I forget where that was at. I don't know if it was in Oklahoma. Forget where it was. But they did that in the United States just about a year or so ago. They took the Bibles out the chapel because somebody said, wait a minute here, okay? That's just promoting Christianity. There might be some people that's not Christ. All right, I'm going to end it on this. We're going to go to the prayer request, okay? But I'm going to tell you how I feel about that. I believe in being fair. How's that sound? I believe in being fair. All right, so let's be fair. 80% of the United States of America will raise their hand. There's a difference between practicing Christians and real Christians, okay? But they will raise their hand and they will put on a ballot that they are Christian in their religion, okay? 80%, it's really 78%, went down from 85 after somebody's administration, all right? 80%. About 2% or so is Muslim. Got that? And the rest is a couple of different things. Be fair. Erect an 80-foot statue up to Jesus and a 2-foot statue to Allah or whoever you want to call him, okay? Fair enough, appropriate representation. That's my take on it, and I'm Mr. C, and that's what I say. Let me tell you what. You know what democracy is? I'm getting on a different subject here. I'm supposed to be talking about old-time religion. But you know what democracy is? Democracy is you run the country the way most of the people vote. Most of the people vote. Not, wait a minute, 1% say no. All right then, prayer out of the schools, prayer out of the schools. All right, you know what I'm telling you is real, and I think look, I'm preaching to the choir here, I know it, okay? But anyway, talking to you about that old-time religion, it is good enough for me. And let's go ahead right now. I am going to go ahead and I am going to end, all right? I'm going to end I'm going to end my live cast on YouTube, okay?